Hello there, it's George here, founder of the Coaches Growth Club and certified coach with years of experience in digital marketing across good courses and bad courses. And I spent a lot of money learning about digital marketing, so you don't have to. So welcome to video 2 of my little video series, The Passion Profession. Now, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to take the first steps towards a thriving coaching profession. And more importantly, this will help you get more clarity on how to realize the opportunity that I covered in video 1. If you didn't catch that, then have a look at it. I'm daydreaming, but it is based in reality. It's simply exploring what wonderful opportunity and what freedom we actually have in our passion profession as certified coaches. So, coming back to video 2, if you're in a 9 to 5 right now, but you aren't sure how you can start attracting and booking more clients, or whether you're already an independent and looking to build a sustainable coaching business, and you're currently working on contracts and not doing enough of the one-to-one coaching that you are really passionate about, in both cases, you'll discover how certified coaches like you and me can achieve consistent client growth and why it's critical you focus on this right now. I spoke about this a little bit already in video 1 about the high-level solution for creating a seamless client attraction system. And I shared how this is going to pretty much immediately help you build a steady flow of clients. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it now, and you can continue here, of course. The one thing that I believe I also mentioned in video 1 was about the fact that building up our own stream of clients coming in is the enabler for our own design future. Because without that, we always have to take work from other entities. And that is wonderful. To this day, I work with wonderful partners, but I do that because I choose to, not because I have to. And that is a great position to be in. And the rest of the time I get to work with one-to-one clients, and I also get to work with the coaches in the Coaches Growth Club. So that's fantastic. So that's another little bit about the opportunity and why it's so important to really think about it and put the wheels in motion for that to transpire. So today I'm going to build on what we discussed by sharing the first few things that you need to master if you want to attract and book more clients consistently. So think of this as your first steps towards realizing the opportunity. Yeah? This is perhaps a new way of thinking about attracting and booking your clients. So you might want to pay especially close attention because this can change your view of how to actually go about that. I'm also going to share how to communicate your value a bit more effectively. And when you know how to do this, you also know exactly how to make your services stand out in the crowded market. Okay, so that is a message that goes throughout. And the goal is to break you free of the frustration of inconsistent client flow. This way, you'll never have to worry about where your next client is coming from, which means you'll enjoy a more predictable and satisfying coaching practice. And that's just a wonderful, wonderful situation to be in. So we've got a lot to cover today. Maybe you want to have some sort of writing utensils ready so you can take some notes in order when you follow along. And okay, so I think that about sets the scene now. Let's dive in. Anytime you're trying to attract and book more clients, it's inevitable to hit some roadblocks. So it's a little bit of a disclaimer firsthand, and you might have experienced some of them already. If you're going with the approach I'm suggesting here, you can avoid about 80% of the issues, but the rest of the 20% of the challenges that are coming up are part of the course. They're just normal because you're essentially tuning your message with what your ideal client is listening for. And that you will probably get pretty close, even with the initial steps that we're covering today. But it will still take a little bit of time to fit what you say in your messaging with what they are looking to hear based on what they're thinking about today. So one of the issues that might also be quite present for you at the moment is potentially you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by all the different marketing options, and there are so many out there, and just the advertising that is coming my way, and I'm testing a lot of them, and the marketing that is directed at coaches. I'm testing specifically because I want to know how many of these offerings are actually offered by coaches, and it's the absolute minority. Most of the ads that I see that are aimed at coaches are not done by coaches, so they don't really understand how we think, right? So they are, and the techniques that they're using are so not authentic and not don't match our integrity as certified coaches. So I want to take all of these this overwhelm away. I've been on the best ones. I've been on some that really didn't give me any value, and I'm going to save you the time. I'm going to save you the money, and especially in this video series, which is completely free, I'm just giving you some really good starter points. Okay, so besides the overwhelm with the marketing options that you might have, there might also be some struggle around how to communicate your value clearly, and therefore you might have some inconsistencies when it comes to your client inquiries, right? So this is some typical frustrations in the beginning that we want to do away with. So if any combination of those sound true to you, then yeah, it's totally normal. I've been there, other coaches have been there. That's just, you know, something that we need to accept. And if we are okay to accept these things in the early stages and work through them, then we have opened the path towards consistent client. So that's all good. And in something that I've also experienced at times is that it felt like it's a little bit out of my hands, especially during a time when most of my clients came from referrals, and I tried some marketing things and they didn't work, but the referral worked. So I thought, no, okay, it's really not up to me, but it is. So it's frustrating, right, to come up against these things again and again. And I've been there myself, and I've seen other certified coaches go through the same thing, and it can be quite stressful, right? Because you know that getting past the challenges is key in getting to the point where you can help and be of service to more of your ideal clients. You can attract and book more of your ideal clients. Okay, so how do we get over this, right? So in this video, I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you. I'll try and help you avoid some of these usual headaches by showing you a few simple steps that you can take today and get some real value and make some good progress. Okay, and avoid yourself some of that time loss and that frustration. But before we get into that, there's another thing that I'd like to draw your attention to that often gets overlooked because it seems unnecessary to think about it. But ignoring this particular thing is potentially guaranteeing that you'll have a tough time trying to attract and book more clients. And it's the simple belief that you just chuck money at the problem, right, and advertise and then come. And that's a bit of a dangerous assumption. So if that came across your mind, right? So say you're in a 9-to-5 or you're doing a contract and you're making good money and you thought, okay, but I don't want to bother with all the other marketing options. I've got plenty of cash. I'm just gonna, put some ads out there. The problem is that without having the messaging nailed, without having the real understanding of who you actually want to be of service to, those advertising euros or pounds will not be well spent, right? So advertising is not a quick fix. Advertising is a scaling method for once you have a good resonance between yourself and your ideal clients. Okay, so that's if that is an assumption or a hope that you have, please put it on hold, put it on pause until after you've done the foundational work of the first steps that we're about to get into. So yeah, I think with that we can get into the sort of meat and potatoes, if you will, of today's video and the first steps that certified coaches can take in order to turn their passion into a into a thriving coaching profession. And the first one is very, very simply to identify your niche, right? There are very top level, high level speaking, there are three markets, right? There's wealth, health, and relationships. And out of those, you then have certain niches that you want to address. So first of all, which of these areas attracts you? Are you already thinking of a specific ideal client? Then try to identify which niche that is in with regards to the challenge or the aspiration that your ideal client has, in order for you to have a good idea of where you're actually playing, in which sport, which field you're actually playing. And that's quite important for several reasons, right? Because we're thinking about socioeconomic impact. We're actually thinking about the support mechanisms that people might already have tried. We're thinking about what their affordability is, what the willingness is, what the coaching mindset, if it exists, what that is like, what the competition to our service from a non-coaching point of view is, right? And how our coaching can come in, right? So all of those things are important when we're thinking about the niche that we want to be of service in, and our ideal client more specifically, right? You want to get really, really clear on who that is, outline their challenges, their needs, their wants, and really try to become your ideal client for a moment and take a lot of notes about what that is. And start to do some research, right? So figure out where they are congregating, where are they, and what is the particular challenge that you want to help them with? What is the particular aspiration that you want them to help them accomplish? And come up with a really compelling value proposition, right? So that you can very clearly articulate. I'm a certified coach, and you can again put some qualifiers in there. Certified career coach, certified wellness coach, whatever it might be. That comes from your niche, and I help this and that type of people go from A to B. Right, and this way you've pretty clearly articulated what kind of coach you are, the people you work with, and what transformation you help them accomplish. Right, and that's fantastic. That's already great. And then we go into the practice of ABS, which for me is a great reminder, because once we know who we want to be of service with and where they are on the interwebs, right? We just simply go there and we open our eyes, open our ears when we see questions and messages. Then we can get into service mode, right? Always be serving, always be of service. And whenever we see somebody with a query, a question, we can already practice to be of service to them. But more importantly, pay attention to what they're asking about, right? And what is being asked repeatedly. Right? And then with that knowledge, you want to prepare for the coup d'etat, the big change that might be necessary in your coaching practice. Because it could very well be that you're still in a place where you're looking to trade hours for money. Selling coaching hours is not something that people generally buy. That's a hard realization for some. It certainly was for me at the beginning, but if any method of getting clients, it might have been that one that I learned, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Okay, so selling coaching by the hour doesn't work. You want to identify the challenge and aspiration in the words of your ideal client, and come up with a coaching program that you offer to them. And if you when you have a compelling coaching program, it practically sells itself, right? It's then the booking call where you share your program with them becomes a no-brainer. Okay, so by just focusing on these key steps, you'll already have a solid foundation for attracting clients, and thereby you can start your journey towards a thriving coaching profession. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. First, we saw a whole new way to think about how to attract and book clients more consistently, right? Because marketing is just always being of service to others. Selling is booking a client, because when we offer a program that is tailored to them, it's a clear match. We don't need to sell anything, right? Also, I think you found out some tips on how to communicate more effectively what the value is of your coaching and how exactly you could stand out in a crowded market, right? Just speak the voice of the client, and then you'll have your messaging dialed in much clearer, now I'm tight in my brain, much better. So these are the steps that I invite you to try out. And speaking of taking action, before we go today, feel free to leave a comment underneath here. If you have some certified coach friends, feel free to share the video with them, please. And also have a think about it and let me know what your life could look like just 1 year from now, once you've applied even these first steps. I think the knowledge how to build a sustainable coaching business absolutely helps you to enjoy a much more predictable and satisfying coaching practice. So I'm curious what that sounds and looks like to you. So let me know. Get clear about the impact that it'll have on your life, also the lives of your family and those around you, and start dreaming up your dream lifestyle that your coaching practice can enable. And in the next video, I'm going to show you the full blueprint. Today, we covered some aspects of it, how to get started. And in the next video, I want to actually show you then what comes next, right? Because today was basically just a taster of what you can do today in order to already make a big difference for your coaching practice. And in the next video, we're going to have a look at the overall client attraction mastery blueprint. And it builds on everything that we covered today. And it more importantly, it really shows you how it outlines everything from sort of the early stages to the more advanced stages and what is possible later on. And this is going to be another very valuable step in the series that gives you an outlook of what more there is to learn. And hopefully inspires you for getting curious about what else there is that you could do in order to propel your coaching practice forward. So what else are we going to do next time? Yeah, so in the next video, you will, because of the walkthrough of the blueprint, you'll get a lot of clarity about how everything also fits together and the different elements that are coming in that blueprint. And if you're just starting out as a freshly certified coach, then it will take a lot of pain away because it already shows you the exact systems that you can put in place for attracting and putting clients consistently and avoid a lot of the mistakes that I made and that are quite common for fresh coaches out of coaching school as well. So if on the other hand you're already more established, then you have very specific steps available to you that help you to scale what you have in a better way than you might have thought of on your own. And hopefully you'll also identify a few things that might be holding you back at the moment from growing the business the way that you want to. So as a little bonus, I will also give you a PDF after the next video that shows you that client attraction mastery blueprint, so you can have a good look at it on your own time as well, and be inspired by what systems you can put in place over time. So the next video is more about the longer term steps in success that are required, that builds right onto the beginning steps that we covered today. Okay, so what if you could consider taking some action on the steps that I shared today? Just by learning what we covered today, you're already a step closer to the ultimate goal of realizing that wonderful opportunity, so that you can build this wonderful, thriving coaching practice. And you and I both know it's so much more than that. It's an amazing opportunity, because it's not just the fulfillment of being of service to your ideal client, right? But it also brings financial stability and personal fulfillment, and both together are just dream come true, right? So once again, I hope that you take what you've learned here today and start putting it into practice. Maybe you're in the beginning stages, maybe you can apply it right away. The key thing is to get moving, right? There is no perfect way, and through taking action, you will see the way much more clearly. And what I've shared today are certainly very, very solid first steps to take. And I look forward to the next video where I get to share the client attraction mastery blueprint with you. And I'm already excited to know what difference that will make for you, and can't wait to see you in the next video. So thank you very much for joining me today. And until next time, happy coaching.